强无力量，强无力量嘞，要记得，要记得，电子花花，电子花花嘞，西南街，西南。
Oh, yours is different.
Yeah, it's not as big as Khan.
Shouldn't be drinking the video.
Crap.
Oh.
And the female population of the village, they invented their own writing system, which looks like this. This is, so the Chinese is like square. You see the Chinese characters are square, and these are more kind of tilted and long. And basically in Imperial China they didn't have access to education system before, so they decided to study from their brothers and fathers' textbooks and then invent their own way of writing. And it's kind of a simpler way of writing Chinese. This is kind of the basic radicals here. You have the dots, you have, they always have this very long, how do you call this? Stroke, yeah. So these are the basic radicals of the language, and then from the radicals you develop into characters. So this, for example, this is water, shui, and it actually still looks like Chinese characters.
Oh, okay.
This is how you write.
Chinese here.
No, at the bottom is the Chinese.
Okay.
And then this is how they write it. Some of them are very different. Tian and Di, these are all quite different. So some of them are from kind of local symbols, and some of them are derived from Chinese characters. This is natural scenery. So you have sky, star, moon, light, field, shore. So all of this very figurative. They actually still very much look like Chinese characters. Actually, at the beginning of the project, it's very much a lot of research, a lot of academic research, and also going to the village. I went to the village in March to do kind of field research, and all the women there, they're very open. They really share their stories. They're very like communicative. They're very happy that you're there and tell you all the stories. So basically, after the establishment of China, I would say beginning of 80s, all the girls were going to the same school as the boys, so they would learn everything from textbooks and from basically going to school, writing the same characters as a boy, so the female script is kind of dying now, naturally. I mean, I studied photography, but I was also working photography and text a lot together. This is, I was doing work with language already.
Okay.
This is like a neon sign that I made of the Oracle bone script. So these are, I was doing a project with ancient, the Oracle bone script is like really the ancient Chinese. So I was doing a project with ancient Chinese and ancient Greek. So this light installation I did here is 4 Chinese characters and 4 ancient Greek characters.
Oh, okay.
Because all the language, the development of all the languages are very pictographic. And when I was researching into the Oracle bone script, that's how I discovered the female script. Because a lot of scholars compare them together because they kind of have a similarity in form.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually a bit difficult for me to find my own position towards the project. So this is a big piece of fabric that I did. This is actually the back side. This is the front side where I invited people to stitch the script. I don't know if it works for,
Also, this is also the script.
It's a script, yeah. So I basically had like a round table embroidery session where I had like an installation of the script on the wall, and I invited people to stitch their own character. And then you can see in the middle it's like a round circle. And then during the session, basically we spent time to talk about what it means to have female script during contemporary China. What it meant historically, and I have a lot of audio recordings which I have to sort out and to find a way to like exhibit them. And I actually personally very much like the backside because it became another writing system. At one point of the project, I was like, okay, I have this great material. I've done a lot of research, but how do I personally connect to the script, to this topic. So just by I think in end of April, beginning of May, I was struggling a bit, and then I was taking a lot of walks in parks and stuff. And then I looked at the female script again. I was like, hey, you know, because they look very dancey and flowy, almost like dancing figures. And then, you know, in the parks, they always do this square dance.
Yeah.
It's very popular form of socializing in contemporary China. In the city that I'm doing a residency at, they are writing an abstract language with their body. So that's what I did. I actually brought a LED bracelet for like running and
so it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you can put it on your arm and on your legs, and they just do what they do. So they dance, they do tai chi, they do exercises, and I take long exposure photos for these are the things that I use. So.
Oh, Taobao.
Yeah, Taobao,
Oh,
of course.
I missed that.
It's like, you know, you just
Great.
put it here, and
I'll
then
send
they
you
do
the link later.
and then they just do like,
How did they receive that?
they love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like,
I'm surprised they didn't keep it.
no, I actually lost like 10 lights.
Oh, so
Yeah,
they did keep
they
it.
did keep it. They did keep it. Yeah. So like conceptually for me also, it's really connected because it's a form for them to be able to have the time and space to talk to each other, to tell each other about their day, whatever trivial things that they've done. They can. It is in French concession.
Guess what?
Well, no, there are little parks in French concession.
I know, I'm terrible with names. I forget my street name, but I don't know.
These are the poems that they write. Because every time they communicate, they write letters to each other.
Uh-huh.
It's they always take the form of 7-line poem, 7-character poem and song. So for example, here it's always 7 characters. So this is 7 character, and sometimes it's kind of a saying. Sometimes it's very daily communication. So this one says, "Dark clouds open up, a clear sky shows. Waking up in a shock to only realize it was a dream from the beginning. A light sketch and simple writing do not show true emotions." I think they really appreciate what happened and the invention of the script. But they are now, how to say, there's not really anything, they don't sort of sell it or take it very special. They are very kind of grounded. I also made t-shirts. I was actually very busy. No, it's really, for me, the t-shirts are kind of a crowdfunding in a way. Because it also made sense. Like
for what?
It's a language, it's a statement, and to make prints. But in terms of the project, I definitely want to have proper kind of conclusion, and I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna work more with language because this is kind of one project and this is something else, and there's like so much to explore in terms of like writing, image, pictograms. And I actually was personally so happy with this photographic output.
Amazing explanation. Perfect. No, perfect. I asked a lot of questions. I don't make it tired, huh?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's also good for me to
Cool.
Talk about it.
电子花花，电子花花嘞，西南街，西南街，爹娘也能，爹娘也能嘞，接老牛是接老牛。